Lesson 3, 一拉气气沉. In this lesson, we're going to move on from the third syllable, and we're going to start off learning the fourth syllable, right? So the fourth syllable is a connection of the N sound. And I'll show you how this works in just a second. So let's start off with A, right? A plus N, right? This is just a sound. This is A, right? This is pronounced like N, right? So this fourth syllable block, it represents the N sound, right? So when you connect these, it's going to be an, right? An. That's the fourth syllable block. This is a fourth syllable block, right? And now since you add a and the fourth syllable block, which is pronounced like N, right? This word becomes an, right? A plus N is an, right? Okay, same goes for plus N plus N. Plus N is un, right? Now to differentiate this with a, for un, we write a dot here. Okay? That's to differentiate it. Okay, I'm gonna erase these words now to prevent it from getting too messy. Okay. Now let's do E. E plus N is in. In. Okay. O plus N is on. U plus N is un. U plus N is on, right? So these all follow this rule, which is a rule of the fourth syllable block. And by the way, this is also in the appendix section of this book, so you can check it if you're confused. Okay, anyways, this is an, un, a dot here to differentiate this with a, right? An, un, in, on, un, on. Okay, now we move on to na, right? No. Nan, nun, nin, non, nun, non. Okay. Now let's move on to the vocabulary part. No, not vocabulary. Conversation part. Okay. So I will erase these now. All right. Okay, so there will be person A and person B, right? Actually, let's make the gap a little bit larger, so we can include more stuff inside. Okay, person A says Si Sayun. Si Sayun. Now Si means, okay, I'll use red to differentiate it. Okay. Si means you. And Sayun, okay, means how are you? Okay, actually, I'm going to use red only for the English definition. So, C, Sayun. C, Sayun. You, how are you? So, C, Sayun. You, how are you? Basically means how are you, right? And then, okay, where did my chalk? Okay, it's here. Person B says, person B says sign. Sign. Sign, right? Sign means good. So when someone asks you, how are you? You can reply with sign, which means good. So, you, how are you? Good. You, how are you? Basically means, so, si sayun, how are you? Sign, good. Okay, now let's move on to some more connection practice. So I will be erasing these. Let's use white. Let's use white. Where did it go? Okay. Oops. Anyways, let's do ka plus n. Right. So ka plus a 4-syllable block. I wrote an n here to represent what it's pronounced like. So ka plus n is kan. Kan. Ko plus n is kon. Ko plus n is kon. Kon. Gan plus n is gan. Gan. Gon plus n is gon. And then gon plus n is gon. Gon. Kan, kon, kon, gan, gon, gon. And we move on to part 2. So some more connection of words. So I'll be erasing these now. Okay, first one is ba plus n. Ban, ban, bo, bo plus n. Bon. Oops. Bon. And it's kind of wet now, so it's hard to write it, but bon. B plus n. B plus n equals bin. Bon, bo plus n equals bon. and bu plus n equals bun. Last 4 plus n equals 1. Right? Ban, bun, bin, ban, bun, bin, bon, bun, bon. That'll be the end of this lesson. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.